So here's a question I get on my social media feeds from time to time, and that is, how do I make a new net template design? Let's walk through it. My process always starts with the easiest material, something that I can screw up on and not lose any sleep over, and that is cardboard. It's pretty unsophisticated really. I will slap down a center line that represents the center of my future net basket, and I lay out half of the net basket itself that is new, and I mark it on the piece of cardboard. It's time to get all artsy fartsy, because if the shape feels good and appears to fit the basket well, I'm just gonna get straight into cutting it out. I will crease the cardboard at the center line, fold it over, creating a mirror design, mark that off and cut it out, and boom, you got the makings of a net template. With some painter's tape, I mock up the basket and check the fit. If it fits like garbage, I chuck that version and try again. No harm, no foul. Once I am satisfied with the design, the fit, the look, I transfer that piece of cardboard to a 1/4 inch piece of ply and cut it out on my bandsaw and sneak up to the line on the sander. Now it's important to get that 1/4 inch piece just right, because you're going to use it as a featured guide. Now the template itself doesn't have to be a super fancy thing. This is literally a chunk of an old desk that I made that I just so happened to have around, and it was the right size. Now it did present a problem when I totally torched a brand new bandsaw blade when I hit a screw. Now that does happen. Now you'll notice the end of the template, or the part that's nearest the handle, is squared off. I do this because it allows the net handle to sit squarely in alignment. Plus it takes out the whoopsie element of trying to work with a radius shape when clamping. With the squared end, it's basically a blank canvas, and you can cut out and sand and file and shape that best matches your net shape. You can see that I oversized the 3/4 inch piece, and I have attached the 1/4 inch template by countersinking some screws to it. Now, time to chuck up a flush trim bit to the old Grizzly Pro router and get to work. Now I'm a big fan of this little 20-volt router from Grizzly, and I really do appreciate having it in my shop, because I don't have to deal with a full-size router with cords when I don't need to. Now next, it's time to lay out the clamp channels. These are just basic simple slots about 2 inches from the outside edge, and each one is about 1.5 inches wide. The head of the clamp will rest in here. Turn the glue up. Now you want to position these in areas where you're likely to have a lot of strain on your bent strips. A little scroll saw work and you're good to go. I also added some large Forstner bit holes. They work as added clamping locations. So now you have a workable net template ready to go. Let's take it one step further to avoid some headaches. First, you're going to want to wrap the ends of your template to keep glue from sticking to it. Now you can wrap it with basic clear packing tape, or you can use this fancy metal ducting tape, which works really good. Now the ducting tape is super sticky and it works awesome, and it lasts a long time. Highly recommend that. Another thing that can save you a massive headache is to attach a baseboard. Now the baseboard that I'm using is my buddy's old Formica countertops, and I cut it approximately 1.5 inches wider all the way around the sides of my template. Why, you ask? Because then I have more area to turn my clamps, ensuring that I get the best pressure possible and don't get pissed while I'm bending it. Now you can see the center line that has gone from cardboard to 1/4 inch piece to now onto the 3/4 inch piece. This helps me with indexing with the next part, and it really helps keep a center line when you're gluing up the net. The template is attached to the backer board and looking really good. Now you want to consider adding a backer board for your handle. This one is extra long because of the size of this net. I anticipate it's going to be a boat net and need a long handle, so I've made that extra long. It just squares up nicely right here with the other backer board, and you're good to go. You can see I carried that center line all the way through, perfect for reference, making sure your net stays nice and straight. So there's my process for building a new net template, and I hope that you found this helpful. If you're interested in seeing how I make a custom net handle template, check out the video up here in the upper corner. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one.